morning, everyone, and welcome. Students, we are so excited to have you here. Let's give them a really big hand. I promise you this is going to be an incredible morning. So thank you for being here. I am Rochelle Carroll. I'm the Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and I'm so excited to welcome you this morning to our Chula Elementary School District Speech Contest. And today we have our 6th graders who are here to speak off this morning, and they're going to be having a fantastic time sharing their talents and their gifts with all of us. Before we begin, I'd like to thank I'd like to thank our organizers, and one of our big organizers here who has taken care of all the details and helped us be here is our communications manager, Giovanna Castro. So please let's give her the details that go into making this event happen, not just for this grade level, but this grade level this afternoon, and 5th grade and 4th grade and the finals. It's a lot of work, and she's done an amazing job making that happen. So thank you, Giovanna. We also want to thank our sponsors. The Chula Vista Noon Rotary Club has sponsored us in many years now to be able to provide prizes for our finalists on Monday. So thank you to the Chula Vista Noon Rotary Club as well. And, of course, our judges. Thank you to our judges for being here, because although our students have the most fun job today, our judges have the hardest job today because we have such incredible speakers here. So thank you very much. Most importantly, I do want to thank our students for being here. My goodness, we are so excited to have you, and we know that it takes a lot of courage and hard work to prepare yourself to be here. So thank you. Thank you for doing this, wanting to be here and joining us today. So without further ado, I want to let us get started, and I'm going to hand the mic over to Ms. Castro, because she's going to be your MC today, and she's going to give the instructions, so those are important, and then she's going to be introducing the students as they come in and out of the room. So good luck to everyone, and let's get inspired by the power of words. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, everyone. Who's excited to be here today? Can I get a woo woo? As Rochelle mentioned, my name is Giovanna Castro, and I'm the Communications Officer for the district. I'm super excited to have you all here today to compete, to go on to the finals on Monday, February 27th. So 3 lucky winners today will be receiving a golden ticket, and will be coming on Monday to compete for some monetary prizes. I want to thank the Chula Vista Noon Rotary, as Rochelle mentioned, for sponsoring this event. If it wasn't for them, this event would not be possible, and we would not have the prizes that you all will be getting at the finals. I do want to go over some important housekeeping, so let's all take a moment to get out our phones right now and put them on silent or turn them off. We do not want any distractions for our speakers. Also, I want to remind everyone that there are microphones in the aisle over here. So please be careful and not step on any of the microphones that are located here in the aisle. The district will be recording today's program, so please no photography or videography allowed. The video will be available on our website at cbesd.org/speech contest. Please allow about 48 hours for the videos to go up. Additionally, all the photos that we took out there will be on our social media site, so you can follow us at CBESD News. And those photos will be up later this afternoon. And if you haven't had a chance to take a photo with your family, please do so today. Bathrooms are located outside of this door behind the reception area. If you do need to use the restroom or leave at any moment, please wait until a speaker is finished to do so. There is no going in and out of the room while students are speaking. Finally, so every school at the Chula Vista Elementary School District will be receiving this book, The World Needs More Purple Schools, in honor of all of the students that participated here today. So your library will have a book with your name on it. So be sure to check it out. These will be going out to schools within the next week or so. So are you guys ready to get started? Yeah? So in a moment here, I'm going to have all of the students stand up, and they're going to be going to a waiting room, and we're going to be calling every student up one by one. Once you give your speech, you're going to sit down on the first row here, and you'll be listening to all the other participants give their speech. Students will also have the option to use the podium that's right here, so you will not be using this podium. If you would like to use a podium, you can use this one, and you'll be standing right here, and there's no microphone, so you have to speak nice and loud, okay? All right, so students, if you could stand up, please. Let's give them one more big round of applause. And you can follow Miss Carol and Miss Nzunza out into the waiting room. Good luck.
I put a piece of my heart. Baby girl.
Speaker number one.
What does this world need? It needs so many things, but how can we get the most accomplished? I got it. What this world needs is active communities. Only together can we accomplish wonderful things. Only together can we overcome challenges. Only together can we make positive changes to our community. A community is a group of people bonded by attitudes, values, and goals. We are connected in ways that most of us cannot imagine. Communities can be big or small. Some communities can be found locally. Did you know we are all part of the Chula Vista School Elementary District? We all come here to work or learn, so we all care about having a safe and clean schools. We want our teachers to feel appreciated, and we all want to make school fun. And not surprisingly, we all play a role in its success. But there's national and even global communities with the help of social media. We don't have to see each other every day or be a drive away to be a part of a specific community. With all these communities, local and around the world, we can make the world a better place. Communities help people feel strong and healthy. It also often helps people with social connection and a sense of belonging. Being part of a community can have a positive effect on mental health and emotional well-being. It can also offer extra meaning and purpose to everyday life. With so many worthy causes and the fact that we can't be involved in everything, it is important that we identify what we most care about and invest in those causes. Are you passionate about the environment? Go join DoSomething.org. You advocate racial justice? Go join the American Civil Liberties Union. Are you interested in protecting animals? Go join the Best Friends Animal Society. Do you have a loved one with autism? Join Autism Speaks. Do you want to help communities affected by poverty? Join Feeding San Diego. It has never been easier to not only join, but be active in a community. We may need little help from our parents, Look for local events in your community. Volunteer your time. Donate. Participate in a march, walk, or run. My parents have taken me on several walks and marches. It has always shown me that there are so many people out there that care as much as we do about the cause. It lets me know that I'm not alone. I see there's a group of people out there that understand. I see that I'm part of a community. That community showed up for me, and I did for them. This world needs us to care and be active in our communities. As Helen Keller said, alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. Thank you.
Speaker number 2.
Pablo Picasso once said, "There's only one way to see things until someone shows us how to look at things with different eyes." Seeing things from a different perspective can not only change your mindset, it can also be the first step to solving a problem. So, what's the problem in this modern world? Pollution? Climate change? Sure, but all these problems are connected, and they're all made worse by one thing: cows. It sounds strange, I know. However, a lot of problems are caused by cattle farms. When cows release waste, they also release a ton of harmful gases and chemicals into the air, warming it. Ever heard of global warming? Those gases produced by their waste can lead to making things like the melting of the ice caps even worse. And it can lead to climate change in places like the Arctic. The ice that is spread across the Arctic can begin to melt. When that ice melts, many animals' homes are destroyed. However, there's another form of protein that produces way less gases and chemicals, helping slow global warming. Bugs. It sounds strange, right? Eating the animals that roll in the dirt in the backyard. Well, it turns out that eating bugs actually has quite a lot of benefits for you and the planet. Some insects like grasshoppers and crickets can have about the same amount of protein as ground beef, but with less fat. And insects alone have such a wide variety of choices that you know you're not getting the same thing over and over and over again. Some bugs like bees, ants, crickets, locusts, grasshoppers can all be edible. And some can even be prepared the same way that regular food is. In some countries, it's even considered a delicacy. And Eating bugs isn't anything new. People all across Asia, Africa, Latin America have been eating bugs for thousands of years. Today, worldwide, there are 2 billion people that eat bugs. And the bug business continues to thrive due to the fact that bugs can be produced in such large amounts with little amount of bug food, in contrast to cows, who need over 12 times the amount of food as a cow does, or as bugs do, some insects like crickets. Keep in mind that a single cow eats 24 pounds of food each day, which amounts to about 8,500 pounds of food each year. And keep in mind also that one single cattle farm can hold as many as 5,000 cows. And worldwide, there are over 1 billion cows in cattle farms. Each eating lots of food, thousands of pounds of food each year. There are so many negatives to the mass number of cattle farms worldwide, and their numbers will continue to increase unless we do something about it. Eating bugs just might be the solution to this problem. If we eat bugs, we can slow climate change, slow the melting of the ice caps, and find a more inexpensive way to get our dinner. So we need to do something to save the planet together.
Speaker number 3.
What does this world need? Well, it depends who you ask. You could ask a kindergartner who loves sports and playing with their friends at recess. Maybe they would say something along the lines of, "This world needs more recess." On the flip side, if you were to ask another kindergartner who has spent their whole life in the hospital with a terminal illness and no cure, their answer would likely be different. Maybe they would say, "This world needs more doctors to make me better." Do you find child 1's response silly compared to child number 2? Well, the thing about child number 1 is they have different life experiences. Different life experiences can lead to different lifestyles, needs, beliefs, and overall point of views of the world. One of our main faults as a global community is thinking more about what soda we want to buy rather than the soda cans we're going to end up living on. What will you say when your child can't think of what a tiger is because they're extinct? You might say, "Yeah, I know, but do you really know?" 7.9 billion people live on our planet. According to National Geographic, there are 8.7 million species of plants and animals on Earth. The World Wildlife Federation predicts that we are losing between 10,000 to 100,000 species every single year. NPR states that nearly 1 million are already at risk of extinction. Is this alarming to you? Well, it should be. When you look out the window at 80 years old, hunting for a sign of nature, Only then will you realize the consequences of your actions. This seems so far in the distance, but we thought that 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, so on and so forth. Many thought the 2020s would have flying cars, but the only thing flying around is your subway bag that fell out of an overfilled trash can. Every day we walk one step closer to death's doorstep. When will you turn around? When will you stop and think about where you're headed? As I mentioned earlier, between 10,000 to 100,000 species go extinct every single year. And if we are not careful, we will eventually be one of them. This world needs our help. We keep piling up on top of piles instead of cleaning them up. Imagine this. You have a spotless room with nothing out of place. Then maybe you leave out a drink for later, but never finish it. Then maybe you leave a few dirty clothes on the floor. The pile builds until you have no clean clothes left. Instead of washing them, you buy more clothes. This cycle continues until you are broke down to the penny and your house is filled to the ceiling with piles of clothes. Your house feels unlivable. It's stuffy, smelly, and hot. Now, imagine that your house is the earth. Now do you understand the consequences we will face if we don't pick up our dirty laundry? So now, I must answer. What do I think this world needs? This world needs us. Thank you.
Speaker number 4.
Future is an extremely complex yet very frequently discussed thing. So, what exactly is it? It's all the things that are going to happen ahead of this exact moment in time. It's our future, and its significance is overwhelmingly large. Hence, we must take it seriously. One of the elements of our future is parents and guardians, our caregivers, educators, and best friends, and many of you are here today. Our world needs the best parents and guardians we can get. We certainly haven't done our best with raising children and guiding them towards the right path in life. We must take this seriously. Hi, my name is Leah Carrion, and I will be explaining and stressing the importance of the careful raising of a child in my speech, Cultivating the Way We Raise Children. Because these children are the people we'll be relying on to preserve this world and keep humanity alive. To begin, parenting styles have an immense effect on how a child's character forms and develops. According to the work of developmental psychologist Diana Baumrind and subsequent researchers who continued and altered her work, there are 4 distinct parenting styles. 1. Uninvolved parenting, which involves doing the absolute bare minimum for a child, only providing his or her basic needs and staying out of all other aspects of the child's life. Consequently, the child becomes poor and self-regulating and has meager academic and social skills. 2. Authoritarian parenting. It's like a tyrannical monarchy where all communication between the parent and the child sounds like, do this because I said so. As a result, the child becomes, yes, well-behaved and disciplined, but also possesses qualities such as hostility and bad independence. 3. Permissive parents, who are far too non-restrictive and care more about if their child likes them than actually providing the child with basic life skills. This creates children who are creative and confident, but also demanding and selfish. And finally, 4. Authoritative parenting, the healthiest style, which involves respectful and sufficient communication between the parent and the child. And this is what we need, because these children become people who can independently and responsibly manage school, emotions, behavior, and feelings. These are the people we need to lead the future and the world. Our problem is that only 46% of parents use this style, leaving the greater 54% to the 3 exceedingly noxious styles. We must convert parents to the authoritative parenting style to create better people. Moreover, child maltreatment or child abuse is a prevalent and dire problem among parents and guardians. Using the website AmericanSPCC.org, I'll provide you with facts to stress just how grave our situation is. First, in 2020, 3.9 million referral reports were received for child maltreatment, and 80.6% of all child fatalities, yes, child deaths, involve at least one parent. This isn't okay. This is absolutely disgusting. So how could this get any worse? Consider the ages of the victims. 46.4% of children who die from child abuse are less than 1 year old. They can't even talk, they can't even walk yet, they don't even know what's going on. And we're hurting them, abusing them, making them suffer something they don't even deserve. This is absolutely horrific, and it does have consequences, including a 9 times higher risk of participation in illegal activity and increased chances of early death. We must stop child maltreatment and its horrific consequences to create better people and better lives. So how can we fix this seemingly unfixable problem? Using cooperation. It seems so simple, but it's really powerful. We could create laws that reinforce standards on becoming a parent. Take IQ tests. It sounds silly, but it is effective. Establish parenting schools. At the very least, educate yourselves about becoming a parent before doing so. This is not a joke. We can do this. Let's fix this problem together. In summary, our world needs the best parents and guardians we can get. Cultivating the way we raise children will create better people, better lives, and in turn, a better world. So, whenever you find yourself dealing with a disrespectful child, consider the influence you may have on our world's future. Thank you.
Speaker number 5.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mackenzie Nibby, and today I'm going to share my opinion on what our world needs. Now, as we should all know, our world is falling apart piece by piece, and I have some ideas on how to save it. First things first, forgiveness. Now, I absolutely don't mean that you have to forgive everyone in your life that has hurt you, but being able to accept that this incident has already happened and that there's really nothing you can do to change the past, but not repeat it in the future. Our world needs to take action on causes such as poverty, climate change, the mental health crisis, war, famine, and so much more. Nations need to take action. These challenges won't get solved if we don't work together as a planet. We can join hands together for the greater good. We need acceptance. We need to accept people for who they are, not for who we may want them to be. We need to accept that deep down, there's a human who deserves care and kindness. We need to understand. People are complicated. They're full of thought, emotion, and act. We need to trust. Not only should we place more trust in the people in our lives, but we can be more trusting to everyone. We can make a better future. We need more hope. But it seems to have gotten lost in recent times. People desire better, but they don't always have the true hope that better will actually come. But most of all, we need to believe that tomorrow will be better than today. Our world needs more wisdom. We have so much great knowledge at the tippy tops of our fingers, yet this does not always translate into wisdom. There have been so many wise people throughout the ages, but their messages are often lost, forgotten, or just overlooked. We need to revisit these teachings and apply them to the way we act today. Our world needs to think about how their actions will affect our planet. Let's take Russia and Ukraine right now. They're in a war, right? So before this would have even happened, Russia could have explained to Ukraine what they were disagreeing about and come up with a conclusion that benefited both sides. But instead, Russia became violent. Becoming physical and violent is never the answer to solving your problems. But orally explaining what the problem is and getting both sides of the story is a way better solution. Think about that when you have small problems, because those small problems can turn into big problems, such as wars. We need to clean up after ourselves. We need to realize that when we litter, we're not only harming the environment, we're harming ourselves. You are going to be living in this polluted environment. So clean up after yourselves. Be the one to change the world. Be the one to clear our parks, roads, and beaches of trash. When people walk out on these parks, roads, and beaches, they should think about how green our grasses and mountains are, how clear our oceans, lakes, and bays are, and how clean the sands are. Not how polluted and how much trash there is. I have a dream for a better planet, and I hope that you do too. From unity to compassion, from kindness to community, and especially taking action. The world needs you. Thank you so much, and apply what I've said today to the way you live your everyday life.
Speaker number 6.
The world is full of blood. No matter how many times you try to deny it, something always seems to be going wrong. Take a look at the world right now. We have the war in Ukraine, pollution everywhere, thousands in poverty, and problems involving water and food scarcity. So you're probably wondering, what can I do? It's simple. Action. Action to stop the unnecessary killings of human beings lost to gun violence. Actions to get thousands of homeless people off the streets and out of poverty. Action to save the planet from pollution. Action is more needed today than ever before, so we need to stand up for what we believe in and start taking charge to make a change. The world needs our help more than ever. It can be hard to take initiative at certain times. However, we shouldn't let this stop us from trying to make the world a better place for us and all that will come after us. You may ask yourself, why is taking action really so important? Taking action, while it may be hard, is so big in creating change. You need to act to get change and achieve anything. One problem in the world is gun violence. Gun violence is such a problem in the world, it's formidable. The number of unnecessary losses we create due to gun violence is horrifying. In only 3 weeks, there have been nearly 40 mass shootings in America, 40 since the start of the year. Gun violence is a tragedy that occurs just about every day in all parts of the world. It can take a toll on all people involved. It can leave victims with PTSD and stress. Even bystanders can be left with long-time burdens. Gun violence can even affect whole communities. According to the Urban Institute, higher levels of gun violence are associated with lower home values, credit scores, and home ownership rates. Gun violence is a problem that we need to stop. And to do so, we need to take initiative and action. In the world, there is an estimated 150 million people who are homeless and an estimated 650 million who live in poverty. That means that about 150 million people have no home and about 650 million survive on less than $2.50 each day. This is a problem. Poverty and homelessness means that millions can and will go without food, healthcare, education, and income. In fact, the homeless and those who are living in poverty are much more vulnerable to sickness, so much that their life expectancy is 12 years lower than the average US population. This is terrible. We have to do something about this. And the way to do it? Action. We must make changes. We cannot just say or think of ways to fix things. We have to put plans into motion. Our planet is slowly declining. Our forests, swamps, plains, lakes, and other habitats are being destroyed by invasive species, pollution, and disruption of ecosystems. According to the National Wildlife Federation, habitats can become so degraded that they no longer support wildlife. That is awful. If we continue to live like this, many of our beloved animals will go extinct due to habitat loss. Pollution as well is a major factor in this. Pollution not only affects the earth and environment, but affects the human population too. If pollution continues, the air will become so polluted with chemicals that it will be extremely difficult to breathe. So to make sure the world is upstanding for our generations, along with generations to come, we need to do something to stop this. When you think of it, all of these problems have the same solution. A solution that can make the biggest difference. A solution that can change the world. What is that solution? Action. We must make changes. We must do something to fix the continuous problems in the world, and action will do just that. Now it's time for us all to take action. So join me, and together we can change the world with action.
Speaker number 7.
What does this world need? It is a good question, and I was thinking deep into it because this world needs so many things. For example, kindness, respect, honesty. But the one that stood out to me is acceptance. There are so many ways that being accepting can help you in life. For example, it can help you make friends or it can help you connect with others. You might think that acceptance is not what this world needs, but I believe that it is more important than you think. Being accepting is being empathetic, considerate, and understanding. I believe that the 3 best ways to be accepting is allowing others to be different than you, not being quick to judge, and trying not to compare. First, I will talk about allowing others to be different than you. Do not change people who are different, ignore them, or avoid them. Being empathetic means having an open mind. So next time, instead of ignoring people who are different, we should embrace our diversity and learn from it. When you're spending time together with your friends, ask them their opinion or their point of view. The lesson is, try to learn something new and understand each other even more. As Barbara Jordan once said, we, as human beings, must be willing to accept people who are different from ourselves. We must learn not just to accept others, but accept ourselves. Once we take this first step and accept ourselves, it's easier to accept others. Next, I will talk about allowing others to be different than you. Not being quick to judge. Or should I say, not judging at all. Sometimes we criticize people without even knowing. If you don't know me, don't judge me, said Tupac Shakur. We don't know what a person is going through until we have walked in their shoes. How many times have you judged someone without getting to know them first? Understand that not judging can lead to a more positive and peaceful life. If you see the good in every person, it will have a positive effect on yourself and everyone around you. So next time, try to say something positive to another. For example, tell them that they're funny or kind. If you do this, it might have a trickle effect and everyone will start sharing this kindness. A recent study in mindfulness magazines found that the people who were the most non-judgmental also had lower levels of anxiety, depression, and stress-related symptoms. Finally, I will talk about trying not to compare. Accepting people as they are is learning not to compare. Comparing two people is like comparing apples to oranges. When you do this, you cause yourselves to be unhappy. For example, if a new principal comes to your school, you might compare the two principals and be unhappy with this new authority figure. When you compare, you will always be sad with the result. But if you learn to find their strengths and differences, it will be a better outcome for everyone. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, comparison is the thief of joy. Sometimes we compare ourselves to others. It is in our human nature to compare ourselves. But just remember, when you compare yourself with others, you may feel jealousy and frustration. Nobody deserves to feel that way. Learning to accept ourselves can lead to peace and confidence. In conclusion, I believe that this world needs acceptance. If every person can learn to live by these 3 principles, allowing others to be different than you, not being quick to judge, and trying not to compare, it can help us make a more peaceful world. If we cannot achieve this, it can lead to low self-esteem and self-doubt. But if we can achieve this, we can create a safe environment where people can share their fears, doubts, and feel like they belong. We need to accept others to foster strength and confidence. This will, in turn, help with every part of your life, from school to work to relationships and friendships. I will leave you with a quote by Colleen Hoover. Be accepting of everything. People's differences, their similarities, their choices, their personalities. Sometimes It takes a variety to make a good collection. The same goes for people. Thank you.
Speaker number 8.
On the 11th of September of 2001, the World Trade Center in New York City was attacked by a terrorist group called Al-Qaeda. The leader was Osama bin Laden, who had been responsible for many attacks like this one before. Why? Revenge. He wanted America to get a taste of their own medicine for invading his country. Even what they did was extremely unjust. He should have just expressed his opinion on it and resolved it pacifically. If he had done it this way, he wouldn't gain the enemies that would eventually lead to his death. The world isn't perfect, and we will have to take many steps to make it a better home. But bit by bit, we can shape it into what we desire with 3 things: cleanliness, tolerance, and hope. Now, when I say cleanliness, I don't mean that I want you to disinfect your house or anything of that sort. I mean that we need 4 things: clean water to drink, clean food to eat, clean air to breathe, and a clean mind. Did you know that the average household wastes approximately 9,400 gallons of water per year? That's about half the volume of a car garage. Many communities already suffer from a lack of clean water and instead get some that is filled with salmonella and other infectious diseases. Not only that, but 31% of the food that is bought is just thrown away. Countries like Burundi need to eat things like raw rice just to survive. The combination of wasted food and water amasses to form a dirty environment. Clean air is essential to both living beings and the well-being of the earth itself. Polluted air causes global warming as well as asthma, so farmers, animals in Antarctica, and asthmatic people will thank you for keeping it clean. Having a clean mind will also work to the Earth's benefit. Studies have shown that kids start bullying others when something is bothering them. Clearing your mind of something that is troubling you may play a big role in stopping bullying. The next topic we're tackling is tolerance. If we're going to make a better world, we have to learn how to work with people who are very different to us. This requires us to be tolerant of people we may not want to see eye to eye with. Right now, it seems like our world is more divided than ever, where some view others with hatred. Tolerance is exactly where Osama bin Laden was lacking. Instead of jumping into his revenge plot, he should have thought if his attacks would change the way America viewed its people. He should have considered that he might have gotten a better result if he had spoken his thoughts like Malala Yousafzai did. Instead, he caused even more damage to the country that he wanted to protect. Last, and most importantly, is hope. This itself is a message of hope, but even though it is what we need the most of in today's world, it seems to have gotten lost. People wish to be better, but they don't always have true hope that better will come. We must spread it to stimulate the action to solve our many problems. So, when faced with a challenge, remember why you started. It's okay to make small mistakes, and if you never lose hope in your goals, you will make a difference in this world, no matter how big or small. The planet we live on will always have room for improvement. As expressed before, there are 3 stepping stones to making it a better place. A clean environment to thrive and achieve in, tolerance so we can live in peace and contentedness, and most of all, for people to believe again and know that tomorrow will be better than today. People are capable of amazing things. And in order to use that to our advantage, we have to make the most of the place that we live in and the way we live. Thank you for listening.
Speaker number 9.
What do you call a cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Get it? Get it? Some of you laughed out loud. Some of you snickered. Either way, laughter is what united us in this moment. Even if he didn't love my joke, I bet you're all wondering, what is he gonna say next? Laughter is exactly what the world needs more of. In fact, laughter does some pretty amazing things, like 1, improves your mental and physical health. 2, it increases people's productivity. And 3, it gives us strong leadership skills that one day might make you a millionaire. Hey, it could happen. Let's look at the effects of laughter in a little bit closer detail, shall we? Did you know that laughter improves a person's mental and physical health? In fact, laughter is possibly one of the best things you can do for your health. According to Henry Ford, online resource, it states that every time a person laughs, the body releases cortisol and endorphins that can reduce blood pressure, reduce pain, and prevents depression. That means less visits to a doctor. And do you know what makes a doctor mad? When he or she runs out of patience. But seriously, laughter really is the key to health. Another reason laughter is needed in our world is because it will increase productivity at jobs and at schools. Research shows that laughter actually triggers networks to the brain that helps people concentrate and focus. Imagine we had a class every day dedicated to laughter. Students would learn to work together in a fun-filled way. Everyone would be more energetic and involved in their learning. The teacher would have to wear sunglasses all day. Do you know why? Because their students were all so bright. See, laughter really is amazing. Finally, laughter is just what the world needs more of because it makes great leaders. People who use laughter daily enjoy work. They build deeper relationships. They make work situations more memorable. And if there's ever a problem, laughter can diffuse the situation. That's why a good leader writes all of his ideas on a window to make it very clear. In conclusion, I just proved that laughter, 1, improves your mental and physical health, 2, it increases people's productivity, and 3, makes great leaders. What could be better? When the world gets laughter, the people get greatness in return. We're only on this earth for a short time. Why not make laughter a priority? It's a win-win situation. So the next time your dad tells a dad joke, embrace it. He's making the world a better place for you and for me. Thank you.
Speaker number 10.
Think of a world with complete silence. All day, all night, no birds chirping in the morning, no owls hooting in the night. If there was complete silence, could you talk? No. Could you ask for help? No. The darkness of the world would sink in as you realize there's no one here to help you. The darkness of depression, anxiety, bullying sweep you up like a snake snatching its prey. So how will somebody save you from the wrecked snake's grasp? You would yell for help, of course, but you live in a world of silence. How could you ask for help? But thankfully, you and I don't live in a world like this, because you can't ask for help. While the snake's grasp feels so tight that you just shut your mouth tight, it isn't the right thing to do. We aren't trapped in a world where we can't speak up. It's just that not enough people have achieved this. According to the National Bullying Prevention Center, 1 out of 5 students between the age of 12 to 18 have been bullied. So, what can we do if things like this happen? You're not alone. There are people here to help you. But what are some examples of people who can't help you? Well, here's some examples. Parents are guardians, teachers, principals, and if it's yours, you resort to those ways. If you don't speak up, it'll just keep happening. Imagine the pain of having to wake up every morning knowing you're just going to have a terrible day. But speak up. There's no one here to stop you. Furthermore, what are some more examples of why we don't have to speak up? Let me give it to you. Animals. You see, we can't talk to animals and they can't talk to us. But something we can do is speak up for them. According to teacherj.org, there are 202,000 animal extinctions each year due to habitat loss. Think of all the animals that lost their homes there. But what is the way we can help them with that? For example, instead of using wood to make an entire house, we can use stone. Think of all the trees you could have saved then and there. But tearing down forests isn't the only form of animal extinction. According to UNESCO facts and figures in marine population.org, there are about 1 million marine animals killed each year with plastic being thrown in the ocean. Now do me more a favor by doing some of these things. Using your trash, using a reusable water bottle, not letting in the ocean, or on land. It's really sad to think about the amount of animals that die each year because of humans. But if we all speak up and try to do something about all these problems, we could change the world. Think of the Earth. Huge, gargantuan. Nothing of the number of people on this Earth. A million, nope. 1 billion, not quite there. Yep, in billions. I'll give it to you. It's about 8 billion people. Now that number may not sound like a lot, but trust me, it is a lot. And there are also a lot of human deaths each year, which is depressing but true. Fair enough. How do you know what the main causes of all these deaths? Yes, apart from old age, it's gun violence in the United States. It's technically legal to own a gun for your own protection, But then again, people can use it to do horrendous things. Now, I understand how you would use a gun for your protection, but out in public where everybody is, it's just not okay. According to Insider.com, there have already been 39 mass shootings in the year 2020. Think of all the loved ones people lost just because it's legal to own a gun in a very amount of states. According to CNBC.com, all 50 years now at some level concealed carry, but some states are considerably more restrictive than others. California, Florida, Illinois, Texas, North Carolina, New York, and Washington, D.C. too are the only states that prohibit open carry of handguns and think about loved ones people lost because no one decided to speak up. Protection comes at a cost. What can we do? Speak up. Tell our leaders to prohibit public gun carry. It's not fair. You have the freedom to speak up in this. Well, my friends, our journey together is slowly coming to an end. As I hope I have opened a new door for you. Being with this light and power, I feel the snake's wrath is equivalent to a mouse's strength. As you plea out for help, the silent world you once lived in now feels like it was just a bad dream. Soldiers quickly ravel themselves against the nasty, ravenous creature, and with a flash of light, it's gone. You smile brightly as you hear the birds chirping, the applause of the soldiers, and your lips of mouth. All of a sudden, everything stops, and it's just you against the world. All of a sudden, it doesn't feel so vile and dark as before. Once again, what does the world need? The world needs you to push against that snake. Open your mouth and speak.
Speaker number 11.
Good morning, everyone. Ever since the pandemic hit, many people are now struggling with a growing problem. Does anybody here know what mental health is? In case you didn't know, mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It is the root to many of our problems, including homelessness, crime, legal and financial problems. Around 20% of the world's children and adolescents have a mental health condition. This crisis must be addressed for our world to be a better place. Today, I'll be focusing on 3 positive ways in which will be helpful in addressing this issue in school-aged children. First, we need to educate and offer support groups. Secondly, we should promote self-care. Finally, one of the most important steps is to take action. Studies show that 1 in 5 adolescents experience a mental health issue, half of which do not receive treatment or attention. Part of mental health problems surrounding children are caused by a vicious cycle. It is mostly influenced and or passed down by parents or family members. Educating parents can reduce this percentage. Parents should pay attention to their child's nonverbal, physical, and emotional needs. We can see if our parents are interested in us and if they approve or disapprove of our behavior. Forming a good relationship between a parent and a child is one key factor in preventing mental health disorders. Support groups in our schools are a wonderful way for kids to interact, confide in, and encourage them to openly discuss how they are feeling. In addition, by providing a mental health hotline, kids can speak to someone who can offer advice or just be an open ear, all in confidence. Another way to conquer mental health is self-care. Schools should educate kids on how to take care of themselves. Exercise can help decrease depression and anxiety and help improve moods. Organized sports are a perfect way to get your body moving and build camaraderie with your teammates. In fact, when I played basketball, some of my teammates became my best friends. Eating nutritious meals and drinking lots of water go hand in hand with exercise. Sleep. It is important for everyone to get enough sleep. Research has shown that lack of sleep contributes to a high rate of depression in students. So kids, minimize phone time late at night. Finally, one of the most important self-care tips is to teach kids self-value and to surround themselves with good people. People who are kind and respectful and always encourage them. Finally, we need to take action. I believe that speaking up is a significantly great way to create change. For instance, you can discuss your opinion and share your experience with others to help bring awareness. Or you can write a letter to your local congressman with suggestions for change. Flyers and social media posts are an easy strategy to point out mental health. If you see a family member or peer, even your best friend, experiencing symptoms, let someone know. Life is busy for all of us. Time doesn't stop, and there are many problems in this world. By educating, caring for yourself, and taking action, our society can take a real stand against this issue and work out many of our difficulties along the way. Ultimately, solving this issue of mental health will make our world a better place. Be kind to your friends and family. You never know what people are going through. I'd like for all of you to do something. Turn to your neighbor and give them a high five. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you so much for listening.
Speaker number 12.
Everyone, my name is Avalon, and I enjoy fashion and shopping for unique clothes. But most of the time, it comes with a price tag. That is why I think the world needs sustainable shopping. What is sustainable shopping? There are a lot of ways to shop sustainably, such as number 1, secondhand shopping or going to thrift stores. Number 2, going to garage sales. And number 3, selecting unique items rather than following the fast-moving trends. So, with that in mind, here are some reasons why sustainable shopping is a better option than buying brand new items. Decreases air pollution. Large factories all over the world are producing clothing at rapid rates, and the drawback is that it increases air pollution. The fashion industry accounts for at least 10% of the world's carbon emissions. An excessive amount of carbon emissions from this type of pollution can lead to climate change and increased health issues, such as severe respiratory conditions. Fewer things are thrown away. Many people think of waste reduction and recycling in terms of bottles, cans, and plastics, when the reality is our wardrobes and other household items are big contributors to what ends up in the trash. According to the Goodwill website, not only are we using fewer resources when we thrift something, but overall, less things are thrown away as well. Shopping secondhand is a great way to give a new home some awesome items that would otherwise end up in the trash. To lessen the impact that this has on the environment, you can choose to donate things instead of tossing them. Less resource consumption. The creation of new things takes a lot of resources, especially in today's world of fast fashion and consumerism. Some of these natural resources are being used at a rate that is faster faster than they can be produced and are non-renewable. When it comes to clothing, electronics, and other home goods, it takes a lot of water and energy to make these items. When we thrift something, we're not directly supporting the demand for new things to be made. And this has a positive impact since resources and energy were already used to create that item. Energy and natural resources go into creating the packaging that typically completes a new product. Each product that is manufactured is responsible for some level of depletion in natural resources, whether that's excavating oil, mining metals, clear-cutting forests, farming cotton, or pumping water. Finding unique items. The most enjoyable part of thrifting is the thrill of the hunt. While shopping at thrift stores, garage, or estate sales. Whether you're searching for a new outfit to wear, home decor, books, or games, you'll find unique and sometimes hard to find items. And last but not least, saving money. According to the article Choose to Reuse, it states that one of the most obvious and well-known benefits of buying secondhand is the cost savings. You can often find secondhand goods 50% cheaper than you could if you were buying new. Whether you're shopping for clothes, furniture, musical instruments, or anything, you'll be able to find quality items at lower prices than if you bought them brand new. So, in conclusion, the world needs more sustainable ways of shopping. Thrift or secondhand shopping helps the environment by reducing trash in our landfills and minimizes the use of natural resources. It also decreases air pollution and encourages you to save money. But even more so, you will stand out with your unique finds. Happy thrifting! Oh, and by the way, I got my blazer from the thrift store.
Speaker number 13.
Good morning, my name is Eva Milano and I'm the 6th grade representative at Chula Vista Hills Elementary. What does this world need? Acceptance. Imagine a world full of acceptance. Souls grow and thrive freely. Feeling excluded or unworthy would evaporate. But just telling someone they're accepted like one of those "I just got into Harvard" videos still does not project the well-known action of acceptance. Will you all take a moment to do this with me? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and ask yourself an honest question. Do I accept myself? For other people to accept you, you must accept yourself first. Being willing to accept your emotions is a big deal because, unfortunately, most people can't. But what causes a lack of self-acceptance? For starters, we often have that little voice inside our head. That voice that can tell us, keep going, or you got this. Although this voice can help us power through many difficult things, it can also bring us down. That voice says stuff like, I'm such a failure, how does anyone like being my friend? They're so much better at than me. I could never do that. I'll tell you, telling yourself those negative things will create more destruction than just accepting that you're not perfect. Plus, why not, instead of dwelling on whatever you're beating yourself up for, strive for the better, make the change. Also, who wants to be constantly beat up by themselves? Lock up that negative voice and throw the key away. Maybe then we'll have some more self-acceptance in this world. Once you've accepted yourself, others are now free to accept you. Like your family. Families are here to support us, love us, and accept us for who we are. For example, people shouldn't feel scared to tell their families that they like a certain gender or they identify with other pronouns. Possibly it's because they don't accept that you like things that are stereotyped as girly or too boyish. This is ridiculous. People should not feel alone or judged by their own families. We like what we like, and no one needs their own telling them it's wrong or unacceptable to like whatever it is. Feeling this way, as if you're being rejected, can cause anxiety, depression, jealousy, and an increase in anger. But this can all be prevented. Help us try to understand. But while our families try to accept us, we must also accept them. Beyond our families, the community. Community is the people that surround us daily. We're all different genders, different nationalities, different religions. Yet, we're all the same. We all yearn to feel accepted by the people around us. Unfortunately, it is something our society continues to struggle with. Just recently, on Lunar New Year, a violent act occurred, caused by not accepting our differences and our cultural ceremonies. This is not the only time something like this has happened in our world. If we continue to not accept each other, these tragedies will carry on. I hope, sitting here today, you've all learned a valuable lesson. Accepting yourself, feeling accepted, and accepting others is very important for our world to evolve. Our first instinct to be to accept others just because they're alive and human, as well as ourselves. But like everything else, it will take time. We must start now! As Steve Maraboli once stated, acceptance makes incredible soil for the seeds of change. I couldn't agree more with this quote. Acceptance will change the world for the better. So, the last thing I ask of you is this. Take a second. Look at the person seated beside you. Will you accept them? Thank you.
Speaker number 14.
We all need something. We all wish we had more. But what do we really need? Sensitivity, care, empathy, humanity. Which one would you like more of? All of these words encompass compassion, and I'm Maya Peters, and I believe that that is what our world needs. Compassion. Unfortunately, the days of love thy neighbor are almost non-existent. Compassion is needed because our world is becoming insensitive and people are starting to disregard one another. It's becoming the new normal to put others down or to look for what is wrong instead of looking for what is right. Compassion is important because it promotes social connection among everyone. We need to express our true feelings and view the fact that compassion increases happiness and allows individuals to get out of their comfort zones in a positive manner. As Nelson Mandela once stated, compassion binds us to one another, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learned how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. This quote is important because it helps those who may feel put down utterly understand that no matter who they are, they do matter. Our society is made up of so many people and groups of people that are being discriminated against. They are being discriminated against because of their race, their skin color, and even their religion. Many of our special needs groups are also being mistreated because they may seem different than the rest of us. Our LGBTQ plus community is not looked at as equal. Those who do not fit the stereotype of perfect bodies or perfect skin or top athletic ability are also treated differently because they're unlike us. Unfortunately, we still have so many people in our society that have a hard time understanding that not everyone is the same. You cannot change a human being for who they truly are. We also have many people discriminated against due to sexism and ageism. And here in our very own school, children are being bullied because of the way they dress and the way they look. We need to be built up with praise and grace, and our hearts need to be lifted. What would happen if someone showed compassion to that bully? What would happen if people started accepting others for their differences? Let's all just imagine how much stronger it would be emotionally and mentally if there were more caring friends. There would be much more peace and harmony in the world. Now, you never know what is going on in someone's life until walking in their shoes. That bully may have been being abused or disrespected at home. They may have felt unnoticed and in need of desperate attention. They may have even felt like they didn't belong. So let's be there for them. How would we start bringing compassion into the world? Well, we could start promoting it more by not just telling but showing people what compassion truly is. Compassion should not be a one-day act, but an everyday desire. I'm sure you all are wondering, how do we start teaching people to be conscientious of their actions, just like we teach math or how to play a new sport? Well, we could speak to a counselor or form a group where you share your true feelings and allow people to help you change the way you react or speak to anyone. Schools are only one of the places that need compassion. Adults need it too. I know many adults who are hurting right now. They are unhappy in their workplace and they are stressed. They are being overworked and deal with so much tension. They feel the pain that we children feel. We need positive role models. If a little compassion goes a long way, what would a lot of compassion do? For our country, for our world. I'm willing to help if you are too. Let's start right now. Give a compliment to someone around you. Text or call loved ones and make sure you let them know that you genuinely appreciate them. I urge you to live the best life that you possibly can. My name is Maya Peters, and this is why I believe our world needs more compassion. Thank you.
Speaker number 15.
If someone were to ask you what the world needed the most right now, what would you say? Maybe you thought of more kindness, compassion, or patience. But what if I told you empathy was all that and more combined? In my opinion, what the world needs now, more than anything else, is empathy. But what does it mean to have empathy? Psychology today defines empathy as the feelings we get in response to others' emotions. Having empathy means you can put yourself in someone else's shoes. You can understand people's emotions and sense what others are feeling. It means taking another person's perspective and trying not to judge based on just what you know. I'm almost positive we've all had empathy before, whether it was rooting for your favorite character in a TV show or feeling sad when you see a terrible news article. But can empathy be taught?
Since I was little, I've always known to be kind to others and respect adults. But I realized empathy was something I didn't just immediately know how to do. An article from Lesley University, The Psychology of Emotional and Cognitive Empathy, states, humans begin exhibiting signs of empathy in social interactions during the second and third years of life. This suggests empathy takes time to understand and is a skill that needs to be cultivated and developed. Although I didn't understand the meaning of empathy, I could still read others' emotions and feel inclined to help whenever I saw someone in distress. Practicing empathy may feel a bit odd at first, but trust me, the more you do it, the more natural it'll become. And teaching children this skill early on will help them develop empathy. How does a world that lacks empathy affect us? One thing I notice happens everywhere, especially at school, is the people who feel hurt by being the punchline of a joke or the target of a mean remark. Things like these are very real situations that happen very often due to the people that lack a lot of empathy. Unempathetic people usually have difficulty in maintaining relationships and meaningful bonds. You know, when we don't see the pain we inflict on other people, it becomes very easy to hurt them. Now, why is empathy important? Empathy plays a big role in people's lives. It allows us to have compassion towards others and relate to people on a greater level. Without spreading so many negative emotions, having empathy lets you think beyond your thoughts and helps you better understand why something happened. Albert Einstein once said, "Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding." Now that you know the general idea of empathy, you're probably wondering how you can show more of it. One simple answer is talking to new people. Sometimes trying to understand one's emotions from afar isn't enough. You can always strike conversations with anyone, whether it's the cashier scanning your groceries or a friendly kid you meet at the park. Asking someone how their day went or if they're doing okay can make them feel acknowledged and seen. These random yet small interactions can make a huge difference in their lives. The better we understand people and the more we know what they feel allows us to show more compassion and give more kindness. This can all be achieved by a more empathetic world. I ask all of you here to reflect and ask yourself, do I show compassion, acknowledge others' feelings, and treat people kindly? If not, I heavily encourage you to think of ways to show more empathy towards others. My name is Olive Rivera, and thank you for listening to my speech.
Speaker number 16.
Good morning, all. My name is Irene Paragas, and I'm here to tell you what the world needs more of. First, by show of hands, how many of you are familiar with the song What the World Needs Now? Excellent. Well, for those unfamiliar with it, it's a song from 1965 by Jackie DeShannon, and it goes something like this. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Love. Now, that sounds like the right answer for such a broad question, doesn't it? Everyone deserves a little love. But I believe there's something far more valuable that comes before love. Before love, what the world truly needs more of is understanding and acceptance. Or in other words, empathy. Understanding and acceptance work hand in hand. When there is understanding between two people, they are able to accept each other. And when one learns to accept, it becomes 10 or even 20 times easier to love someone. Understanding is being aware of one's feelings or actions, knowing why they felt a certain way or acted the way they did. Not all people are the same. We all have different thoughts and emotions, and that is simply what makes us human. Sometimes someone may do something that upsets us, but before we do, or say anything to strike back, it is a better approach to just stop and recollect our thoughts on the situation. If we remain calm and communicate with each other, then the solution becomes easier to arrive at. I, for one, have my moments where I would act differently, and all I would want is for someone willing to understand me. And I'm sure you all too have had a moment like that before. Going one step forward than understanding is reaching true acceptance of who someone else is. It means that you may disagree with other people's opinions and choices in life, but you still have to accept that theirs is just as valid as yours. Accept people for who they are, not who you want them to be. No one person is the same, and not all people will fit the mold of what you deem to be right or wrong. The emotional need to be understood is essential to us. When we feel emotionally exhausted, what we need is for us to be able to express our feelings without having to fear judgment. When I say, I'm upset or I don't feel good about myself, I wouldn't want people to brush off my feelings or immediately tell me, you shouldn't feel that way or that's life, move on, without even listening to me completely. Instead, what I want to hear is, why do you feel that way? Or do you want to talk about it? Just them acknowledging and understanding my feelings is enough. It's okay if they cannot give me any advice. Knowing that I've been seen is enough for the feeling of worry and uneasiness to go away, even if it is just temporary. It truly feels like a huge weight has been lifted off your chest and you feel as light as a feather. When people give you their understanding and true acceptance, you also gain a sense of emotional safety. We feel serene and there's a calmness and peace within ourselves that helps us let go and free ourselves from the grasp of hurt. Acceptance with a clear and complete understanding is an important part of having an intimate connection. With these, a better relationship can be built. We feel closer to one another when we know we don't need to keep everything to ourselves, that there is someone who is wholeheartedly ready to listen to us. And most importantly, trust is established. Being understood and accepted gives us the feeling that we belong and erases the feeling of emptiness and loneliness. But most importantly, understanding and acceptance gives us worth as unique beings. We are not just tolerated for the sake of, but embraced for what we truly are. That we, every one of us in this room and outside the room, deserve kindness and love. With these two, we have a better chance of making a difference. What a brighter world it would be if there was more understanding and acceptance between us all. So, what does the world need more of? What the world needs now is understanding and acceptance. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. Never mind, that sounded bad. Let's just make another song.
Speaker number 17.
One of the most exciting opportunities created by renewable energy technologies like solar is the ability to help the world's poorest develop faster, more sustainably too. A quote by Ed Trilling. And that is what I think the world needs, renewable energy. Why I think the world needs renewable energy? Well, the first reason is to stop most pollution. You may be asking, how can renewable energy stop most pollution? Renewable energy gets 90 to 99% less greenhouse gases compared with coal-fired plants and 70 to 90% less pollution. Moreover, the types of renewable energy that cause no pollution is solar energy, which is powered by the sun, wind energy, which is powered by, you guessed it, wind, and hydroelectric energy, which is powered by water. Information from ADEC. Another reason is that renewable energy minimizes carbon pollution and has a much lower impact on our environment. Information from EMT Solar. My second reason is to cut down on fossil fuel use. How can renewable energy cut down on fossil fuel use? Well, renewable energy sources have substantially fewer emissions than fossil fuel-fired power plants. Also, the cost to build and run new solar facilities and wind facilities are cheaper than gas or coal plants. So everyone would want to go to the cheaper option, right? Information from WEI. And that is my second reason why the world needs renewable energy. Now time for my last reason. How it can benefit us, humans. Well, the impacts of fossil fuels are undeniable, from the reduction of water and land use, less air and water pollution, less wildlife and habitat loss, to no or lower greenhouse gas emissions. What I'm trying to get at is that if we don't use renewable energy, the things I listed will worsen, and that will not be good for us. But if we do use renewable energy, it produces no greenhouse gas emissions from fossil fuels and reduces some types of air pollution. And the environment for us will be much cleaner than it is now. And renewable energy helps us in other ways too, like it can improve public health and creates new jobs, 1.5 times as many as fossil fuel investments. Information from weforum.org. Also, renewable energy helps people save money on fuel bills, helps meet carbon reduction targets, and generates income. Information from apsa.org. In conclusion, renewable energy helps us in a lot of ways, like the reasons I just listed. And it's all those reasons you will see why the world needs renewable energy.
Speaker number 18.
What is kindness? Kindness is known as a quality of being friendly, considerate, and generous. We all know the word kindness. Sometimes we forget what it means or how to practice it. The world needs more kindness because globally bullying has increased in the past few years. We need to be kind to our animals and our planet. We need to be kind to everyone, no matter their skin color, religion, or beliefs. Let me take you back to when I was 5 years old. I was at a new school, extremely excited to start kindergarten. One day, when it was time to leave, suddenly, a boy punched me in the stomach. I'll never forget the way I felt that day. I felt angry, sad, and scared of what he could do next. That experience was painful. I'll never know why he did that to me. What I do know is I would never want that to happen to others, especially kindergartners. Kids at schools, after-school programs, and even online are getting bullied every day. Bullying has increased about 20% in the last few years. Many kids who get bullied are middle school, and 31% of it happens in 6th grade. Recently, cyberbullying has become the strongest form of bullying. Kids these days are using electronic devices such as phones, tablets, and computers every day. These devices have easy access to the internet and social media platforms, which makes it easier for them to be a target. The top 3 countries with the most cyberbullying are India at 38%, Brazil at 29%, and the US at 26%. Someday, I hope that number goes down to 0%. No one deserves to get bullied. You can stop bullying by following a simple recipe that calls for a lot of kindness, a touch of respect for each other, and a hint of friendliness. Now that sounds like a perfect world. Being kind doesn't just apply to people. It also applies to our planet and our animals. What does it mean to be kind to our planet? Did you know that there are about 8.3 billion amounts of plastic in the world? 6.3 billion of it is trash. All of that causes air pollution. Air pollution is not kind to our planet and is one of the causes of global warming. Global warming has been affecting our animals' environments, their food resources, and their reproduction. One example of an animal species being affected is polar bears. The ice that they live in is melting every day due to greenhouse gases that warm up the earth. A few ways we can help is by not littering, recycling, and if we see trash, let's pick it up. Picking up trash not only helps our planet, but helps the animals. Over 1 million animals have gotten sick or died because of accidentally eating trash and mistaking it for food. If we don't help our planet now, if we don't help our animals now, our planet and our animals' future is uncertain. Lastly, we need to be kind to all people, no matter their skin color, religion, or beliefs. A lot of racial discrimination has happened. No one chooses their skin color or the way they look. About 55% of young people get bullied because of the way they look. Let's be kind to everyone for the person they are, not the way they look. Have respect for everyone's religions or beliefs. Having respect for someone is also a way of being kind to them. What can you do to treat someone with kindness? You can compliment them, you can open the door for them, you can even ask a simple question like, how was your weekend? Sometimes just smiling at someone can make their day. I remember at my old school, a new girl was sitting alone at lunch. I went to sit with her and asked her if she liked her school. She was really happy when I talked to her, and guess what? I was even happier to make someone's day. Research shows that when someone is kind to someone else, the other person feels happy and gets an extra boost of self-esteem. Many might think that kindness doesn't have much of an impact on people. Truth is, it really does. So next time you're at school or at the store, try doing a simple act of kindness to someone else. Spread the power of kindness everywhere you go. See how it makes you feel. Remember, the power of kindness is your power. How will you use it in this world? I'm Natalia Rosenberg, and that is why the world needs kindness. Thank you.
Well, wasn't that amazing? And please ask for all the student participants to please stand up so we can give you one more big round of applause. did amazing today, and I am so proud of you all. So now is the hard part. Our lovely judges over here will be dismissed now into the deliberation room, and all of the students will be following Ms. Nzunza to go get a snack and wait until the winners are announced. So students, please follow Ms. Nzunza. And then judges, you can go out this way. Parents, please stretch your legs, talk to your neighbor, have some coffee. It should be about 15 minutes or so. Thank you. How was your guys' snack? Was it good? Yeah. Great. So now I'm going to give you all a chance to introduce yourself and your families to the audience. So if we want to start with speaker number 1, you can stand up here and say your name and who you're with today.
Hello, my name is Dr. Baca, and I'm here with my mom.
Speaker number 2. We're out of order.
Hi, my name is Sophia Elizabeth, and I'm here with my mom and my grandparents.
Speaker number 3.
Hi, my name is Avery Sutton, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my grandma.
Speaker number 4.
Hi, my name is Leah Carrion, and I'm here with my mom and my grandma.
Speaker number 5.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Nibby, and I'm here with my dad.
Speaker number 6.
Hi, my name is Zoe Peterson, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my teacher.
Speaker number 7.
Hello, my name is mom and my dad.
Speaker number 8.
Hello, my name is Yvonne Gowan. Today I'm here with my mom.
Speaker number 9.
Hi, my name is Jaden Houston, and I'm here with my mom and my dad.
Speaker number 10.
Alexis Pierre, and I'm here with my mom.
Speaker number 11.
Sophia Soler, and I'm here with my mom and my teacher.
Speaker number 12.
Hi, my name is Avalon Sandan, and I'm here with my mom and dad and my teacher.
Speaker number 13.
Hi, my name is Eva Milano, and I'm here with my mom and my abuelita.
Speaker number 14.
Hi, my name is Maya Peters, and I'm with my mom, my old principal. No, not like that. My former principal. Well, my teacher, Mrs. V, my dad, and my brother.
Speaker number 15.
Hi, I'm Oliver Rivera, and I'm here with my mom, dad, and brother.
Speaker number 16.
Hi, my name is Irene Paragas, and I'm here with my mom and dad.
Speaker number 17.
Sorry. My name is Max Guerrero, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, and my sister.
And last but not least, speaker number 18.
Is that all right?
Hi, my name's Natalia Rosenberg, and I'm here with my mom, my dad, my brother, and my teacher.
I'm gonna now ask all of the students to please stand up and face your parents so we can give you one last round. You guys did such an amazing job. You can take a seat. So the judges will be coming in shortly, and 3 of you will be receiving a golden ticket to come back on Monday, February 27th for the finals. But before we announce that, I just want you all to remember that you are all winners. You guys all made it this far, and you guys all did an amazing job, okay? We'll just wait a few minutes or two. Okay, thank you. Now the wait begins. We have a big round of applause for our judges. We have the hardest job in the house. I know it wasn't an easy decision to make, so thank you, all 3 of you, for volunteering your time this morning to judge this speech contest. Judges, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourselves and where you're from?
Hello, I'm Trish Rogers. I'm a native Chula Vista. I'm a retired teacher and a member of the Chula Vista Sunrise Rotary Club.
My name is David Koopman. I am a former classroom teacher and now an education consultant.
My name is Cynthia Licona. I am the Community Programs Manager at the Living Coast Discovery Center. Yeah, you guys have been there. I'm also from this area. I'm a border kid raised in Tijuana, and that was amazing. Good job, everyone.
So I will say that it is not in any order. So the 3 winners that I will be announcing right now, it's not first, second, or third. All 3 of you are finalists for Monday morning. And when I call your name, if I call your name, you'll be standing underneath this photo here. You'll wait there and we'll take a picture of you, our photographer, Mr. Chavez. Yeah. Alrighty. So the first student I'll be calling up today is Olive. Thank you. The second winner I will be calling up today is Avalon from the And finally, Dante from Arroyo Vista.
Now 3. I'm going to take 2 photos. Ready? 1, 2, and 3. One more. Big smiles. 1, 2, and 3.
And now can we have all our students please join them so we can have a photo of you all.
Side over here. We have front guys kind of kneel on one knee.
Oh, yeah. I'm finally the tall one.
We count to 3. Get 2 photographs. Closer. Perfect. All right, guys. Need big smiles. Count to 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more. Big smile. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect.
All 3 winners, and thank you students for your participation. You all did amazing. Everyone is dismissed.